O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Usually, reaching your highest potential feels like, I don't know, endless hustle, like spreadsheets, habit trackers, just grinding away. But today, we're doing a deep dive into a totally different paradigm.
Yeah, it's a complete shift in how we look at self-improvement.
Exactly. So we've got this stack of sources today: historical texts, biographical accounts, and this really in-depth analysis of a book called The Magus by Nevin Pear. And the core claim here is wild.
It really is. The idea that there's a literal physiological universal activation switch just sitting inside you.
Right, an actual physical switch.
Yeah.
So our mission for this deep dive is to see how Pear merges Eastern Kundalini with the Western Golden Dawn tradition into this unified science of energy. And it's not just cryptic occultism.
No, not at all. It's pitched as a literal blueprint for hacking your nervous system to tap into your highest potential.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Before flipping that switch, we obviously need to understand the raw power source.
Right, the fuel. The texts basically say we combine prana, which is vital life force or the element of air, with sexual energy, which is fire.
Wait, sexual energy. That usually brings up like red flags for people.
I mean, sure, but they emphasize this is definitely not about suppressing desire. It's about sublimating it. You're physically drawing that raw creative force up the spine.
Because that specific combination is what fuels the imagination, right?
Exactly. In this framework, imagination isn't just daydreaming. It's an active, energetic seed.
So you use it to like impregnate the receptive subconscious, which is water, and then that actually does the mechanical work of manifesting reality. Am I getting that right?
You nailed it. That's the engine.
Okay, I'm picturing a car. So the sexual energy is the raw fuel, the subconscious is the engine block doing the heavy lifting, and the imagination is the steering wheel.
That's a really great way to look at it.
But here's my question. If you just dump pure, highly combustible fuel into a standard engine, you don't go faster. You just blow the gaskets. How do we avoid an energetic meltdown here?
Well, you have to temper it with elemental forces. You can't just flood the nervous system blindly.
Which is exactly what happened to the author, right?
Yeah, back in 2004, Nevin Pear actually had a spontaneous awakening without any framework. The raw energy just completely overloaded his system.
Triggering massive fear and anxiety.
Oh, absolutely terrifying for him. He actually had to use Golden Dawn ceremonial magic to survive it and stabilize his physical body.
Wait, how does a ritual actually stabilize a physical nervous system? That sounds like, using magic words to fix a biological problem.
I get why it sounds like that, but think of the rituals as structured biofeedback.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Well, they combine specific geometric visualizations, rhythmic breathing, and vocal vibrations. All of that physically stimulates the vagus nerve.
So it acts almost like a software patch.
Exactly. It regulates the heart rate and grounds that chaotic fire, organizing it into a usable current.
So once the body is physically grounded and the energy is stabilized, the resulting pressure has nowhere to go but up. It has to navigate the specific internal map.
Right, moving up the chakras, which in this system perfectly mirror the Kabbalistic tree of life.
But then it hits a major bottleneck, right, at the heart center.
Yeah, before the energy can move any higher, it must balance the ethical triangle. That's mercy, severity, and harmony.
So physiologically, we're talking about resolving your emotional extremes here.
Precisely. If your nervous system is stuck in constant fight or flight or wild emotional reactivity, the energy just stalls right there.
And if you do balance those emotions, you hit an even bigger wall, the abyss at death.
The ultimate bottleneck. Pear says you have to basically blow through death by achieving ego death.
Which means realizing the physical body is nothing and you are entirely spirit. I mean, shedding your whole identity sounds like a psychological nightmare. Why would you want to go through that?
Because holding on to the physical ego is what creates the ultimate friction. To clear the abyss, you have to completely let go of the obsolete operating system of your personality.
Kind of like a caterpillar having to dissolve entirely into liquid inside a chrysalis. It can't just staple wings onto its back and stay a caterpillar.
That's a perfect analogy. The mechanics of ego death are about dropping the identity that holds on to past traumas and attachments.
So dissolving that identity clears the structural blockage.
And that is how you neutralize your karma. The karmic debt belongs to the ego. So without the ego blocking the way, the energy flows freely into the supernals.
The higher brain centers.
Right, the ones associated with cosmic consciousness, taming all those negative energies.
And reaching that state turns you into what Pear calls a magus, someone who is a cause within reality rather than an effect.
You stop reacting to life and start authoring it. And the wildest claim in these biographical accounts is, you don't need a secret society for this.
Yeah, the texts say it's completely accessible at home.
It just comes down to 10 minutes a day of focused application, using those specific breathing techniques and visualizations to slowly guide that energy upward.
10 minutes to master the vessel you're already walking around in, which kind of brings us back to that engine of creation we started with.
The fuel and the imagination.
Right. If human imagination, combined with our natural physical energy, is the literal mechanism that creates reality reflecting divine emanation, you have to wonder,
What are we creating by accident?
exactly, what unconscious realities are you accidentally building for yourself right now just by daydreaming? Something to think about the next time you let your mind wander.